There's truly nothing like getting off of a live, running upstairs to make sure that your daughter's okay. Say hi, Ori. Oh, look at her. She's so adorable. Nothing like that. And then seeing, we got breaking news, ladies and gentlemen, as the Chicago Bears have hired Press Taylor as their passing game coordinator. This is a little bit shocking news when I heard it come across the docket. Did not expect this. This is from Ian Rappaport. I put the wrong picture on there. Sorry, Rap. I'll correct that later on in the video. That's Mike Garofalo still on the screen. The Bears are hiring former Jaguars OC Press Taylor as their passing game coordinator. Sources say a key hire for Ben Johnson and OC Declan Doyle. Taylor adds experience and expertise in Chicago, plus another voice for Caleb Williams. This is an interesting hire for me, mostly because you can't look at that Jaguars situation and say, great time, right? You can't look at the past of what he did in his time with the Jaguars and say that he was a great offensive coordinator down there. In fact, I think that it was very, very bad, to say the least. But what I will say is this: when you look at his time before that, he was one of those guys that he climbed the ranks for the right reasons. You look at his time in Indianapolis with the Colts back in 2021. Remember what he did there as a senior offensive assistant. They got the most out of that offense. Not to say that it was great, but they got the most out of that offense. And then, of course, his time with the Philadelphia Eagles back in 2020, he was a quarterback's coach and a passing game coordinator, the role that he will take on here for the Chicago Bears. Also was the quarterback's coach in Philadelphia. Here's the thing: experience. He's somebody who has been a part of that system. He is somebody who has taught quarterbacks along the way. And again, like I said earlier, has some of those skins on the wall. Do I love this hire? I'm not going to sit here and say I love it, but I'm also looking at it from the lens of what he just came from. It was not a great situation down there in Jacksonville. I think that plays a big part into some of the struggles there. I also think Trevor Lawrence, you know what I mean? I keep saying this: Trevor Lawrence ain't a good quarterback. I'm the only one that seems to want to come out and just openly say it on any of these platforms. But to me, this is one of those hires where you get a strong voice in the building. You get somebody who's done the job before. You get another set of eyes on the quarterback. Here's my only concern when you start to get all of these names together in a situation like this. Are there too many voices in Caleb Williams' ear? That's the part where Ben Johnson is going to have to seriously manage this. But in the long run, I can't simply look at his time in Jacksonville and say that's just who he is, because realistically speaking, that's not the job that we're bringing him here and asking him to do. The job we're bringing him here and asking him to do is the job of a coordinator, the job of a positional coach who is going to be a pass game coordinator, who is going to be looking ahead at defenses. I'm sure that this guy knows a ton of football. I'm sure that Press Taylor understands it. He's been doing this for a long time, been a coach since 2013. He's got the experience. He's got the understanding. There are a lot of things that you have to look at with this hire and say, okay, this is more about what he once was, not what you last saw with him. And I think that, to me, bringing in a guy like this is a solid voice to have in the room. I don't think that this is an oh my God hire. I don't think that this is a run and tell the world that you brought in Press Taylor. My God, what are we going to do? Press Taylor's here. Burn the houses down. We're so excited. It's not that. But this is one of those hires. This is a similar hire. I'll say this. This is a glue guy hire. These are the hires that are necessary to get right for your team to take that next step. These are the kind of hires where you know the voices in the room. You know the guys that are, hey, listen, you know, when we're looking at this, when we're making this play, the guys that have to do something very, very specific. If he is good at that and he can accentuate that, you will never hear his name again. He will be somebody you won't hear about until he comes up for an OC job again. He will be somebody that you are not worried about because he is doing his job the right way. The hope is that you're bringing in another one of those guys to add to what could become the Johnson tree. Take that for what you will. Are you on the Johnson tree? That's the big question moving forward here. But no, I think that this is a hire that I'm not going to rag on. It's a hire of, okay, this is something that we can build on. Dare I say even, right? This is a hire of somebody who can move up through the ranks. If this works, if this becomes a good situation here in Chicago, Declan Doyle more than likely in a couple of years ends up getting a job as a either play calling OC, assistant head coach kind of guy, or he gets a job as a head coach, which I don't know if I see that happening, but we'll see by the end of this, right? You want to have those guys who you can continue to move up and put into that position, who you can promote from within, who already know your system, who already have eyes on your system. Press Taylor has been a play caller before. That is something that you can say, hey, listen, we've got this guy who's already been a play caller before. Now he's calling it with this quarterback. Now he's calling it with this system. Now he's calling it with this offensive line. This is going to work differently for him, and he's calling my system. I think that those are the things that kind of change there. If you are the Chicago Bears, and hopefully it's something that you look back on and you feel good about. What are y'all thoughts on a Press Taylor? Let's see what Muzz is saying in the chat. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. Baki in the building said, Pat, like, dang it, dog, you ain't lying, bro. I got upstairs. I started marinating some chicken. I'm getting ready to watch the Bulls game. I literally was thinking, should I do like a Bulls watch party over on Chicago Bulls Breeze? Should I start doing those again over in the Bulls Breeze? Let me know that as well. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, we got breaking news. I got to run back down here, do an entirely new video. It kills the entire live I just had. It is what it is. Swaggy Duck says solid hire. Baki again. Muck, my bad. Muck, the general said bear down, fam. Like it. Good hire. Baki said good hire. Maybe just the Bears might be good during Lil Mama lifetime. What, dog? Look, I ain't even putting that on her, dog. I ain't even going to talk about it like that. Andy Spencer said he is good, but in a bad situation. Now, listen, that could always be the case, right? Like, when you talk about long-term, when you talk about guys reaching their full potential and different things like that, right? A lot of times that is the case. That is, listen, I was a good DC here. I had good calls. I made the right call in the right situation. I didn't have the guys that can execute it. I don't feel like Trevor Lawrence is a good player. I've said this on multiple occasions. I don't feel like Trevor Lawrence is a good player. I think that he is a mediocre quarterback that is mid-tier at best. And he was a miss. But I think that you see the name, you see where he was drafted, you see what they want him to be, and he never ends up being that. So maybe it was good hire, but in a bad situation. I can't tell you one way or another. King Booker World said, I've been saying it for 2 years. I think he's talking about the Trevor Lawrence thing, honestly. Crimson said, but Pat, he threw for 4,000 yards. Yeah, a lot of them to the other team. Rod X said, on X, people are saying, Jags fans saying, have fun. I'm not worried he's not calling plays. Yeah, that's the other thing, too. To me, it's if he was coming in here as our legitimate OC, I'd probably have some more concerns. I'm not worried about this in the slightest because he's not the OC. I'm not worried about, did I send this to my other YouTube? I meant to send this to my Twitter. Oh, well, whatever. I'm not worried about this because he's not the OC. He's not the guy making the final decisions at the end of the day. He's not calling plays. He's doing what got him to the job of being an offensive coordinator. I know we see people in one job will go, oh, that guy sucks. Well, he was probably good as an offensive quality control coach, which is why he became the assistant quarterbacks coach in Philly. He probably was good at being the assistant quarterbacks coach in Philly, which is why he became the quarterbacks coach in Philly. He probably was good being the quarterbacks coach in Philly, which is why he became the quarterbacks coach and passing game coordinator in Philly. He probably was good at that, which is why he became the senior offensive assistant in Indianapolis. He probably was good at that, which is why he became the Jacksonville Jaguars offensive coordinator. At a certain point, sometimes it breaks down. And just like, listen, I think it's hilarious to me that like we always accept that breakdown with head coach from coordinator to head coach, but we never look at it from offensive assistant to coordinator. I think that this is one we don't have to worry about if we're being honest. Dwayne Thread said, is that a baby? Hey, baby, What you doing back there, baby? No, look at it. Yes, that is my daughter. Appreciate y'all. Anybody else? So Hodge Twin 24 said, so somebody Caleb will never meet like Thomas Brown. You know what? It could be that too. Now, I don't know if that's every single situation. I think that was a bad Bears situation, which is probably why none of those people are here right now. But I always found it weird that Thomas Brown didn't talk to Caleb at all, which is why I asked Yurko on the Chicago Bears podcast. Make sure you tap in with that over on the ESPN 1000 YouTube channel. I asked Yurko, what is it normal that he didn't talk to Thomas Brown ever? That he just that relationship never happened. And he was like, listen, everybody's dynamic is different. When he was with the Packers, there were some coaches that he talked to all the time. There were some coaches he didn't need to talk to, but he knew that they were there. So it's not uncommon, but it is a little bit different. Doug Key said, bro, I'm ready to see a Chicago Bears Central and Windy City Breeze collab. Make sure it's in person because I want to meet all of you guys. We probably should do a little joint collab, get all the people in the building. Jeremy Stable said, for what it's worth, Press Taylor is the brother of Zach Taylor, Bengals head coach. Really? I like Zach Taylor. I didn't like him as a head coach. I don't like him as a head coach, I should say. I do like him as a play caller, though. Okay. Might have something there. Fly Bears fans or Flow Bears fans. You from Florida. I'm not sure. Pat, has anyone heard on potential O-line coach? Just talked about that on the previous live. Make sure you check out the live before this one where we literally just talked about, the Bears bringing in Justin Fry from OSU as their O-line coach. Let me make sure no new news has broken before I get off of here, because I just know I'm gonna get up off of here and something else is gonna break. I appreciate you guys for tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Thank you guys for rocking with us as always. Tony Tsunami said we need that on a shirt, Pat. Hey, dog, I should get that Flus picture, just like him screaming at the top of his lungs on a shirt. That'd be hilarious. Sophisticated Thought said we don't have to overcritique every move. Can it be the player's fault when the team is? Can it ever be the player's fault when the team is not successful? Listen, I say it all the time. I think a lot of these games this season were lost because of the players. I think that coaching played in on major games. But I think that when you look at a lot of the games this season, while I can blame coaching at the end, I should say this, coaching is to blame at the most important part of the game. But I also look at the fact that Caleb Williams played like a fried turd through the first 3 quarters, and Caleb Williams' offensive line played like fried turds through the first 3 quarters of that Washington game, and that it took you basically turning the switch on at the last minute to finally put yourself in a position to win as a problem as well. But when the moment is biggest and your quarterback leads you back to a winning situation, a game-winning situation, and you can't throw one of these out there, then I do have to go out there and hit you with a come on now, Flus, what the heck are we doing here? How about you come over here, check this out for take that with you, Flusy. No, I think that there is a major portion of this that does play into the players, but I also think that there is a big part of this that when it comes down to the most important moment, coaching plays a huge part in that as well. Hey, man, appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. I'm going to get up out of here because now I got to go watch the Bulls. And this has been a day, bro. This has been a day. It's been a day. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, man. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. If any more news breaks, you know where I'll be. Bear down, one love, See Red Nation, stand up. If you're a Bulls fan, check out the Chicago Bulls Breeze. We got all the latest Bulls content over there as well. Also, check me out over on Locked On Bulls and check me out on ESPN 1000. I'm doing better than your favorite content creator, man. It's your boy Pat the Designer. Back at it again. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Peace.